Welcome to another video trip report. My friend Dougie came with me today and I was explaining the lines on the river for him and he asked me to make a video about it. So that's what this video is, the lines on the wind at 6.1 feet. So here we are at initiation and the goal is to go in between those rocks. You didn't see the rock on the right, but there's some goalposts to go through them and then just keep the boat straight. And from here at most flows you can get back left. I think it's easier to go left, but you can go right as well. At low water you have to go right, but I try to get back left here and make my way through a little channel. It's nice that the water cleaned up the GoPro. It was pretty foggy there. And again, there's options here. I like to get left. It's a harder move, but it's more conservative if you make it. The right side has some holes and things here, so I like to get left of this rock right here. But then you have to kind of power back to the right. And it's a hard move, actually, to get back all the way right. I barely make this. And from there, it's pretty straightforward. The next rapid has a name. I always forget the name is. But it's pretty straightforward. The general line is down the right side. At low water, it gets super tricky. And if you're rowing, you have to ship your oars a lot. At high water, this one's pretty straightforward. There's some small holes, but nothing crazy in here. This is a good warm-up for Ram's Horn. At the end of this rapid, there's an eddy on the left. You'll see we eddy out. That's where I like to regroup people I'm with. If there's somebody new, explain the rapid. And Ram's Horn isn't something you can really scout. I mean, I guess you could. It's just long. And so I just tell people at Ram's Horn, it's long, it gets progressively more difficult, and when in doubt, go left. That's a good rule of thumb in Ram's Horn. At the very bottom, I like to eddy out and explain the bottom drop if I can. But in general, just staying left is a pretty good thing in Ram's Horn. So here we are, and you'll see my advice was to go left. I do go right. This is like the really easy entrance rapid. I could go left here. I just like the right because it's just, I don't know, it's fun for me. But as you can see, there are lines down the middle and left in this first entrance. And the thing about this rapiding is it progressively gets more difficult. And swimming here would be pretty brutal because it's long and super rocky. So you really want to, just take your time, look at these little individual drops one at a time, and just be conservative. This isn't a place to mess around again because the swim is long. So again, I am going right. My rule here is go left. I could have gone left, and it's pretty obvious that the line is either way. But from here down, we're generally going to stay left. So a little middle shoot to something, and I'm going to cut back right a little bit around some rocks, and then I'm going to cut hard left. There is a right line here. It just has some big holes, and it could flip you. At different flows, you can do weird things. So I try to avoid that right side. And again, take this more difficult left side that I feel is more conservative. If you have the skills, you're not forced to go into any holes, and it's pretty straightforward over here. And then you kind of have to go around a little hole here. And there's that eddy on the left. This is the eddy above the final drop. You're gonna see I'm gonna pull over to the eddy, and the final drop's the hardest, and it can flip a raft or a cataract, or it beats down kayaks pretty well sometimes. And my only advice here, you can't. Also, there's a right line here. You could go right. You have to go through a hole, but go through this channel. Slow down. This channel right here. Slow down. Instead of pulling to drop momentum, just slow the boat. Turn left and drive left. So I'm turning left, and as soon as you pass this hole right here, you should be driving left towards the bank. And I got a little piece of the hole. But if you do it right, you can catch the eddy right there on the left. I'm kind of fidgeting with my oars and end up having to try to avoid this rock at the bottom. And I do normally stop at the eddy on the left to provide safety for the other boats. In case somebody swims or has a problem, I'm there. So what I'll do instead here today is catch this eddy right here behind a rock and just kind of make sure everybody gets through. So just below here, there's a rapid. I call it the rapid after Ram's Horn or the run out of Ram's Horn. It's pretty easy, straightforward, read and run. After that is balls to the wall right. That's this rapid here. Most people go far right. That's the way I would go in a paddle boat or I would go in a kayak. For me, when I'm rowing, I go middle. I like middle because you can use both your oars. On the right side, you can't use your right oar because there's a wall. And I want to control my own fate. I don't want to take chances. This middle lane's harder, but I'm in control. And so I like it a lot. Where the right, I could hit an oar on the wall or something or right up on it funny. And the key to this is kind of slowing down through here. And right behind that rock on the left, you have to pull really hard and surf away from those holes in front of you. And those are holes at high water, rocks at low water, and then power down through a steep hole. I've seen the most flips here and the most problems, most kayak swims. It's just a rapid people underestimate and really struggle with. And then it's important to catch the eddy here. It's typical that there is carnage for a number of reasons. And so just slowing down, making sure everybody gets okay is super important. Quickly after balls to the wall right is balls to the wall left. The line here is left. It's pretty obvious. I like this challenging drop over here on the right, so I take the right entrance, which looks at a lot of flows like it's not even possible. But it is. And for me, it's a good challenge to make sure my timing is right and I'm shipping my oars. And I just like this move over here a lot. Most people will enter left. At this point, I take the right line, and then I'm going to get back to the normal left line. There's a super cool waterfall right there in front of me. A lot of people miss because they're so focused on the rapid. And recently, there was a big hole at the bottom of this that would form. And it looks like the hole went away. So the high water changed the rocks, and I've seen a lot of flips in the hole at the bottom of this rapid, but it's looking a lot better now. But again, it's good practice to kind of catch this eddy here and regroup, because another rapid, Morning Wood, is just downstream. It's a pretty straightforward rapid, unless there's wood in it, and then it's dangerous. So the last kind of biggest rapid is Climax. There's a big horizon line. There are 3 distinct lines here. I generally go right because I think it's cool, but I'm going to do middle today. And with the middle, you just kind of want to go down the obvious hump down the middle and make sure when you see where the hole is, just to tee it up. In the kayak, it's a little different, but in the raft, you can kind of go anywhere in this little kind of depression, hit the hole straight, and it's pretty straightforward. Again, there's a line to the right of that that's pretty cool, and there's a kind of a tricky airplane move to the left of there. And after Climax is a very final rapid wet spot. You kind of can see the pattern with the names, whoever named them. And the right side here I'm taking is a pretty tough line in an oar boat. I think it's really fun, and I mess it up sometimes. But generally people go middle or left here. So those are the main rapids of the wind. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I kind of enjoy doing these things. And this is about 6.1 feet, which I would call like a pretty medium, almost high level for rafts. It's really fun with that flow, but you could get into some trouble. Probably a little high for the first timer. If I was a first time boater, I'd probably go at like 5.5-ish, but something to work up to. It kind of shows you what's going to happen as the river gets in the 6.5-7 foot range. So that's it for this trip report. Thanks for watching. If you have a second, just tap that like button. Give me a subscribe if you could, wouldn't mind. And as always, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.